what's going on, guys? The boy Jermane'S Views, man, and today, man, I have to chime in a little bit on the current political landscape because it is getting crazy politically out here. I mean, what's going on, guys? It's time for us to wake up and realize the finesse and start doing things that are in the best interest of our families, our communities, and our country as a whole. Because, like, we're tired of the finesse. Aren't you guys tired of the finesse? I've never met, listen, I don't know anyone or zero people I know who want to go forward with what it is that they have experienced during the past 3.5 years. High inflation, mass layoff, the border crisis, food prices, gas prices, foreclosure, repossessions, like crazy amount of economic austerity you guys have been facing for the past 3.5 years. And you want to go forward with that? You want to move forward with that? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? But yet, we out here playing identity politics, and only we're propping up this lady because one, she's black, and two, she's a woman. Only because of that. She's not running on anything else but because she's black and she's a woman. What are the policies that Kamala Harris is running on? What policies she's running on? What policies she's running on? She evade the quest. She evade everything about the border. She evade everything about the migrant crisis. She evade everything about the economy. And now she's trying to steal Trump tagline, "Make America Great Again," and then she's trying to steal some of the plans and some of the policies that the Republican Party has for working class people. For example, tip workers. You know, the Republican Trump came out, and said that he's gonna remove taxes from tips remove taxes on tips for service workers. Now, Kamala, all of a sudden, she want to do that. She want to do that all of a sudden. Like, this is crazy. But check this out, guys. This is Kamala address in Nevada. Just check this out and see what's going on here. All right, just check this out.
Good to be back. Good evening, everyone.
So, some of you who didn't know, Tim Walz is a socialist. And this clearly illustrates what Kamala has in plan for the country. Because this is the most socialist ticket the United States ever seen, ever in history, for the president and the vice president running for office. The most socialist ticket the United States have ever seen in history. And this just illustrates that, hey, what she's about to do. This illustrates what her agenda is if, God forbid, and she become the next president, the 47th president of the United States, what this country will be facing. But listen on.
Oh, I see lots of friends. Oh, it is good to be back. It is good to be back. Thank you all. My goodness. But seriously, isn't Tim Walz fantastic? And I know for some folks, you're just getting to know him, and you've heard he's had many titles over his life.
Cap. Tim Walz is a socialist. He's a liar. He used kids against their parents. He has some extreme gender ideology views. He has some extreme communist views. This man vacationed in China. This man was out there saying that, hey, I don't see that we should have any problems with China. This man is pro-China. This man is pro destruction of the country. This man is pro illegal immigration. This man is pro socialization of poverty. This man is, listen man, listen. If these people ever get a hold of the White House, we're in desperate trouble. It's gonna be a weeping and gnashing of the teeth if this man ever get a hold of the White House with along with Kamala. He's vice president and Kamala is president. This is all cap. This is all cap.
Governor, congressman, dad, husband, coach. But in 87 days, our nation is going to know Coach Walz as Vice President of the United States of America. That's right.
So this is the man who was actually putting tampons in boys' bathroom, in schools, in the locker room, in the gyms, whatever it is. Well, in whatever capacity, this man was literally putting in tampons in there because he think that boys who identify as girls should be wearing, should have free access to tampons. Come on, are you serious, guys? Listen, man. Listen. When are we gonna go back to some basic common sense and some basic norm of living? Like, this is ridiculous. Isn't this ridiculous? When are we gonna go back to some basic truth, basic common sense? Because we have it in us. We have it in us, the basic common sense, the basic truth. But for some reason, we allow these people to delude us and just take over our minds and just tell us anything. Like, hey, the sky is red today. And our eyes are telling us that the sky is red, but I'm sorry, our eyes is telling us that the sky is blue, but because they say the sky is red, it is red. This is basic stupidity, guys. Stupidity. But listen on.
And it is so good to be here with so many incredible leaders, including my dear friends, Senator Catherine Cortez Masto, Senator Jackie Rosen, who we will re-elect to the United States Senate, Congress members Dina Titus, Stephen Horsford, and Susie Lee. And I know
I want to be surprised that all these people she's giving homage to are calling out right now. These are mass communists. These are mass socialists. These are all socialists. I don't know one of them, but I can only say because she tells you who she is already by picking Tim Walz for her running mate. She tells you who she is. So I think all she want to do is create a socialist government, and that's it. Basically, that's it. But listen on what's going on here.
Culinary 226 is in the house. And I will tell you. And the Culinary Union, as everyone in Nevada knows, they have helped lead the way in our country for workers' rights and workers' dignity. And I have to say, for years, I've been so proud to work by your side. When I was Attorney General of California, we worked together to crack down on wage theft.
Yes, and you also imprisoned a bunch of innocent black men who smoke weed.
Paid family leave and medical leave. And earlier this year, right here in Vegas, we celebrated your historic contract win. And it is my promise to everyone here, when I am president, we will continue our fight for working families of America.
Listen, cap. This lady is capping so much. Listen, let me break this down for you guys. Let me break this down for you. So, Kamala Harris is a part of the incumbent administration right now. Kamala Harris is a part of the incumbent administration at the moment. President and Madam Vice President, that is Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, right? So, if they have a magic wand that could take care of all these problems, high inflation, the border crisis, gas prices, home prices, interest rates on mortgages, if they have a magic wand that could take care of all these issues, presumably, she and Joe Biden will be waving that magic wand right now. So all this lady is giving you right now is empty rhetoric. Just empty rhetoric that is she's trying to tickle your ears with all these empty rhetoric and appeal to your emotions in order for her to lean in on your emotions and galvanize the votes in a certain way. And this is the finesse, guys. This is the finesse where I'm telling you about. They're trying to finesse you and finesse her way into the White House. Because, check this out. She was never the nominee for the Democratic Party. And I'm not sure if this is the way how they set up the game and how they played in, because she lost terribly in 2019 when she was running against Joe Biden for the nominee for the Democratic Party for the 2020 election. She lost terribly. She can't win her election because of her extreme socialist views, how she treated black men over there in California. She locked them up for weed, and then she go on Breakfast Club and talk about, oh yeah, and was being cynical about it. Oh yeah, I think I never smoke weed, or I think I smoke weed. This lady is a liar. She's a chameleon. You gotta see her for who she is, and you can't let her you can't let her finesse you into voting for her only because she's a woman and she's black. The identity politics thing is so dangerous right now. It has been dangerous for years. It has been dangerous, and this is like Obama all over again. Pretty much Obama all over again. So, but just listen to her, guys. Just listen to her, what she's about.
Including to raise the minimum wage and eliminate taxes on tips for service and hospitality workers.
By the way, that was Trump's idea to eliminate taxes and tips for services and hospitality workers. But I tell you, she has no plans. She has no idea. She has nothing in her corner. Nothing. No policy she has. She's running on nothing. No policies. Not one policy she has. But, oh yeah, I'm sorry guys. Abortion and women's right. That's all she's running on. Abortion and women's right. Like, is abortion the biggest problem in America today? Just be serious, guys. Because women were born with the rights already to get pregnant and have a baby or whatever it is. I don't see a big issue with that. Women were already born with that right already. But that's all she's running on, which is not the biggest problems we're facing in America today. But let's go.
And Nevada, today I also bring greetings from our incredible President Joe Biden. We love Joe. It's great. And I know, I'm going to tell him what y'all just said. And I know we are all so deeply grateful to Joe Biden for his life.
Isn't Joe Biden's bedtime? What time it is? What time she did this? I think it was Joe Biden's bedtime. Talking about she's gonna tell him. Tell him what? Joe probably sleeping in right now. It's his bedtime. Because remember, the White House told you that he's not lucid before the hours of 10 a.m. and after the hour of 4 p.m. So I think it's Sleepy Joe's bedtime right now. What she's talking about? She's gonna tell Biden what?
Lifetime of service to our nation. And he's not done. And he's not done. So as I said, it's so good to be back in Las Vegas. The last time I was here, I stopped by the practice for the men's national basketball team before they headed out to the Olympics. And maybe you saw it on your phone, but just a few hours ago in Paris, they won the gold.
That just shows you guys where the world is going and how America is spearheading the mass degeneracy of insanity in the world. Did you guys see how the opening ceremony of the Paris Olympics, where these people were mocking Christianity and mocking the First Supper? Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that? This is crazy, and this is the type of people who are trying to hold on to power and lead our country into this mass degeneracy and this mass evil society where we can't even respect Christianity and Christ anymore. It's crazy. And this is the woman you are running around for. Roland Martin, Plies. This is the woman you're championing and will jump off the cliff for president. You're disgusting.
Before that, our women's national soccer team won the gold as well. USA, USA. That's right. So in one sport after another, Team USA continues to make our nation proud. So much to celebrate, so much to celebrate. So, Nevada, we have 87 days until the election. 87 days. And here's the thing. But here's the thing. We know this will be a tight race until the very end. And so let's not pay too much attention to the polls, because we have some hard work ahead of us. But we like hard work. Hard work is good work.
Cap. You don't like hard work. You were anointed in the position you are in today by Joe Biden. You didn't receive the votes for the nominee. You didn't go out there and campaign on anything. You have known policies running on, I'm tired of emphasizing that. She has known policies running on nothing, not one thing, but yet she like hard work. What hard work are you doing? You're finessing people. That's what the hard work you're doing. You're leaning on the idea that you change your nationality to black. You're no longer Indians. You're leaning on that in order to galvanize votes from people. So you see, this is what the Democratic Party is banking on, which a lot of people don't even understand. They're banking on your ignorance, and they're banking on your ability not to do the best things that are in the best interest of yourself and your family. And they're banking on the identity politics. And the race rhetoric. That's what they're banking on. That's what they're banking on. And clearly, it's working. It is working clearly because that's what they're banking on. Not one thing else they're banking on but that. But continue to listen to her speak, guys.
And with your help this November, we will win. We will win. We will win. We will win. And I know we are all clear toward that win. We are all clear about what we are up against. As many of you know, before I was elected vice president, before I was elected United Attorney General, and before that, district attorney. And before that, I was a courtroom prosecutor. In those roles, I took on perpetrators of all kinds. Predators who abused women, fraudsters who ripped off consumers, scammers who broke the rules for personal gain. So Nevada, hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
And listen, we know your type too, Kamala. Your type is very well known. Wow.
Well, hold on. The court's gonna take care of that. We just gonna beat him in November. We'll beat him in November. But I've certainly been dealing with...
Listen, if this woman ever become the 47th president, not only are we gonna abort a whole generation of men and women, but prepare ourselves for a whole generation to be lost to this whole gender identity crisis, this whole gender identity delusion, where men don't see themselves as men, but they want to appropriate the identity of women, and they have no interest at all in being men. And this is crazy. This is crazy. And this is what she's running on. This is her rhetoric. This is her policies. LGBTQ issues, abortion issues, which I don't see abortion issue as a problem because, again, as I said earlier, woman has the right, the God-given right to have or don't have kids. But listen, why do you think this lady is propelling the abortion issue so much? Did you guys know that 80% of Planned Parenthood are in black and brown communities? Right? 80% of Planned Parenthood are in black and brown communities. I barely see a fertility clinic in a black or brown community. 80%. Because there's mass money, there's big money behind this whole Planned Parenthood thing and the abortion issue and everything. That's why you see white people pushing it so much. And, you know, whatever white people is pushing is never sometimes good for us because, you know, did you know that there's an obsession with the billionaire class in America for the fountain of youth? Did you know that? There's a big obsession for and mass money and clandestine research going up for trying to discover the fountain of youth where you could live forever or close to forever. When a woman go into one of these abortion centers in Planned Parenthood and do an abortion and you're praised as a strong woman because you're liberated to murder your own kind and murder your kid that you carry inside of you. You're now praised and looked at somewhat of being a strong black woman. Do you guys ever seen them coming out of those Planned Parenthood with the remains of the kid, remain of the child? No. Do you think Planned Parenthood dispose or trash these remains of these innocent little souls? No, they do not. These little remains of your kids are used in these clandestine research in order to find the fountain of youth, stem cells research, longevity research, brain research, all type of stuff. And I'm not a doctor, but if you ask me, I'll tell you that where you could find the fountain of youth is in the untainted DNA or blood of a newly unborn child, because that's when the genes and the DNA and the whole genetic construct of a kid is working massively over time in order to form a human life. And this is what the rich billionaire class who is funding the genocide and the abortion issues want to get your hands on the genetics or whatever it is in order to somewhat discover the fountain of youth, so they could do whatever whatever surgery or whatever it is they can do in order to attain longer life, or probably maybe live forever. So you guys need to read and understand. You guys need to do the research and do the studies behind all of these stuff, because it is real. It is real. It is real. It is real. There's big money behind these research, these clandestine operations. There's big money behind it. And we're taking the bait as black people. We're taking the bait as black and brown people. You know, while they give us abortion centers, Planned Parenthood, they're the ones who have infertility clinic in their communities where they try, you know, getting pregnant, because a lot of people, especially in older ages, it's very hard for them to conceive. And it is crazy. It is mind-blowing and crazy how they can finesse us out of all these issues and finesse us out of our rights and delude us in order to get their way and get what they want to have.
People like in my entire career. For example, as Attorney General of California, I took on one of our country's largest for-profit colleges that scammed students. $10 can help fund
Not gonna fund this lady anyway, so sorry about the ads, guys. Sorry about the ads. Let me see. Let's see if we could get it over with. Let's see what's going on here. One second. Sorry about the ads. I'm just gonna shake it out, but you see what I'm talking about. This is nuts.
powerful ads to reach.
It is nuts. They just scamming us out of our rights, scamming us out of everything, trying to finesse us. I don't think this lady is for us, man. This lady is not for the black or brown community at all. This lady is not for the black or brown communities.
Remember that. As a prosecutor, I specialized in cases of sexual abuse. Well, Donald Trump was found liable for committing sexual abuse. As Attorney General, I held Wall Street banks accountable for fraud. Well, Donald Trump was just found guilty of fraud, 34 counts. All of this is to say, in this campaign, I will proudly put my record against his every day of the week. Every day of the week.
I get it, guys. I get, but what is her policies, guys? What is her policies? I keep asking the same question over and over again. What is Kamala Harris's policies? What are the policies she's running on? This is the same playbook over and over and over again. Every speech, every rally she gives is the same playbook over and over again. And she have never really come out and say, hey, this is what I'm running on. This is the agenda I'm running on. Like, she never speak about the border. She never speak about the migrant crisis. She never speak about the disastrous economic situation that she and Joe Biden put us in for the past 3.5 years. She never speak on that. What is her policies? Like, she never give a public interview and what she's running in, and these are traditional things that presidents do when they're running. They give crazy amount of interviews to different network, not only CNN or Fox. They give interviews to independent news sources as well, just to convey their policies and what they are running on to the general public at large. But this woman never did any of that. I'm waiting just to get an interview. I'm waiting just to hear her on a major network giving an interview on her policies. She never. You know what's gonna happen? This is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen. Because the liberal media is already her mouthpiece, and in the polls, yeah, clearly her numbers are up in the polls, so she don't see the need for an interview, and all she gotta say is like, continue telling the story, guys, telling the story, tell the story how it is, tell the story, and that's what the media is doing right now for her. The media is working for her in her favor, so she doesn't see the need for an interview, because all she's saying, tell the story, guys, tell the story. That's all that she's doing. That's all she's doing right now. And later, you might see a little interview by, by some little, with some little easy question where, but that's all she's doing right now. Having the media working for her, telling the story as it is. And it's working.
That being said, let's make no mistake, this campaign is not just about us versus Donald Trump. It is about two different visions for our nation. One, ours, focused on the future. The other, focused on the past.
Listen. I'd rather go back. I'd rather go back to economic prosperity. I'd rather go back to low gas prices. I'd rather go back to low rent. I'd rather go back to low mortgages. I'd rather go back to low interest rates and loans, low car payments. I'd rather go back to sensible. I'd rather go back to a secure border. I'd rather go back to low food prices. What are you talking about? Like, what are these guys, what are you people talking about? Like, look at this dude in the back. Look at this dude in the back. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Look at this dude with the green thing on his arm in the back. Like, what are you talking about? Like, all of this is subjective, but we can have an objective conversation by saying that, listen, between the years of 2016 and 2020, the economy was a better economy. You could afford food. You know what I mean? You didn't have to work 2, 3, 4 jobs. Things was much easier. We're on a path of economic sustainability and greater economic development. Like, what are you talking about? We have energy independent. Listen, man. Y'all just getting finessed. Like, y'all getting finesse to the tune of you don't even know what was good for you and what was good, and how your bottom line was being impacted, and how great you have it for the past years, 2016 to 2020. You don't even, come on. Are you serious? Listen, I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather go back. And I don't want to go forward with what it is that I have experienced during the past 3.5 years. And I don't have to spell it out to you again because the proof is in the pudding.
We're not going back. We are not going back. And we're not going back because, Nevada, we fight for the future. A future with affordable health care, affordable.
Listen, there's no future. There is no if Kamala Harris God forbid, become the 47th president of the United States, there's no future. All there is mass degeneracy, sky high crime rates. She was one of the main advocates for defunding the police. Do you guys see what's happening in California, in San Francisco? Do you guys see what's happening over there? Mass looting, crime, stealing, mass breaking. San Francisco was the first city who decided, hey, all right, we're going to defund our police. Kamala was one of the main supporter, was one of the main advocate for defunding the police, and San Francisco defunded their police. Now, the mayor of San Francisco came out and said, hey guys, listen, don't even bother to lock your cars at night when you go to your beds or go inside of your house. Don't lock your cars, because if they're going to break in, they're going to break in anyways. Save yourself the smashed windscreen, or save yourself the smashed window, because if they're going to break in, they're going to break in. Just leave it open. Just don't leave your valuables in there. If they're going to steal your cars, they're going to steal it anyway. Do you want to continue to live in a society like that? Crime, the migrant crisis. Like, are you guys serious? And this is the woman you want to put in the Oval Office, who's supposed to negotiate with Congress and craft public policies that ultimately going to affect your lives? Are you guys serious? Come on. Come on, guys. Come on. Wake up. Realize the finesse. Come on.
Child care and paid leave. We fight for a future where we build a broad-based economy where every American has an opportunity to own a home, to start a business, and to build wealth.
Listen, you and Kamala Harris and Joe Biden policies took that away from us during the past 3 years. Right? It's not completely gone, but it has become extremely more difficult to achieve your American dream right now. And a lot of young people out there completely gave up on the idea that, like, listen, we can achieve our American dream. They completely gave up on that idea because your policies, the Joe Biden policies, Bidenomics, took that away from a lot of people. Now, a lot of people have to be out there working 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs to survive. Okay? Because of Bidenomics. Bidenomics completely took that away. So, what are you talking about? This is your own policies all you're running. You're an extension to Joe Biden. Whatever is happening in the economy now, you're an extension to it. You help make that happen. Biden said you're in the Oval Office. Biden said you were there. The border. You're the border czar. Biden put you in charge of the border when you just become the vice president. Like, listen, man, you can't continue to fool people because, like, listen, there's one thing. All those videos on YouTube, they'll be on YouTube forever. They can't hide. Biden put you in charge of the border. And look what happened. 15 to 20 million illegal migrants came over. New York have to cut their sanitation department, have to have massive budget cuts over there. Chicago going bankrupt. San Francisco is a cesspool. Like, are you serious? Come on. You're an extension to Joe Biden. You helped put us in this mess. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Madam Vice President? What are you talking about? Come on, Madam Vice President. Tell us something more believable. Tell us something more believable, Madam Vice President. You helped put us there. Tell us something more believable. Because we're not buying this. We're not buying this at all. We're not. We're not.
We believe in a future where we lower the cost of living for America's families so they have a chance not just to get by, but to get ahead. To get ahead.
Cap. If you believed in that, that's one of the things you would have been working on for the past 3.5 years, Madam Vice President. As I said earlier, you're an extension to Joe Biden, and you can't say that what Biden was doing that alone. You're an extension. You're complicit in the destruction of the American family and the American middle class. You're complicit in the destruction of social safety. You're complicit in the migrant crisis. You helped bring them over here. You're complicit in the struggle Americans face today. Madam Vice President, cut it out. Cut it out, Madam Vice President. Tell us something more believable, because we're not buying this, Madam Vice President. We're not buying this at all. We are not buying this. Tell us something more believable. Tell us something more believable.
Because look, while our economy is doing well by many measures, prices for everyday things like groceries are still too high. You know it and I know it. When I was Attorney General, I went after price-fixing schemes. And when I am president, I will continue that work to bring down prices. I will take on big corporations that engage in illegal price gouging, corporate landlords that unfairly raise rents on working families, and take on big pharma and cap the cost of prescription drugs for all Americans.
Cap. Listen, when somebody don't have, listen, she clearly doesn't have anything to run on, because 90% of the problems America is facing today, she's complicit in all the problems. In all the problems America is facing today, her administration do all those problems up on us today. Her administration, because of this mismanagement of the economy, because her administration bad policies, because of the wars we're in overseas, all these proxy wars we're fighting, all these money we're sending overseas, like all of that is a part of why we are running up the bags, running up the deficit, and we just can't afford to do that. And that's why we're feeling it in the bottom line. That's why we're feeling it. The migrant crisis, all of that, run up the bags, all of that. That's why we're feeling it. All of that. You're a part of the problem, Madam Vice President. You're a part of the problem. You are.
Unlike Donald Trump, I will always, I promise you, put the middle class and working families first. Because you see, Tim Walz and I may not appear to have a whole lot in common, but we have so much in common. And I'll tell you what he and I...
Of course you all have a lot in common. You're both socialists. And as I said before, he's a clear illustration of what you are and what your policies will be and what your fight is for. Mass socialization of poverty. That's what it is. Extreme gender identity views, extreme, basically mass degeneracy and extremism. That's what your policies are. And yes, he is perfectly representing what you are and what you stand for.
I know the middle class built the United States of America. And when the middle class is strong, America is strong.
Listen, guys, I can't sit here and watch this lady continue to cap on all these problems and these issues, man. Like, listen, y'all need to wake up, man. Y'all need to wake up and realize that, hey, the Democratic Party mean you no good. They want to tie you to the federal government, so you can't do what's best for you. They're not going to give you the tools to do what's best for you and your family because they want you to be a. Listen. When I said that the Democratic Party want to have you on a Democratic plantation, this is what I mean. They want to keep you tied to the federal government, so you're not able to get up and do what you need to do in order to help yourself. Because when you're tied to some of these social services program, you can't make a certain amount of money, or else you're going to lose that subsidy, or else you're going to lose this, you're going to lose that, you're going to lose your housing, you're going to lose a food stamp, you're going to lose that. And that's what they want to do, socialize those issues. And that's what they want to do, tie as many people as possible to that type of life. So instead of giving you the tools to go out there and, do what you got to do, work for your family, work for everything, and just become a natural worker where you work, you save, you invest, you do the things that's in your best interest. You don't depend on handouts. You don't depend on government services. Listen, man, this is what the Democratic Party wanted to tie you on. They lie about the inflation issue. They lie about the Ukraine issue. Listen, man. Listen. Y'all need to do some reading. Y'all need to do some research because, trust me, the Democratic Party is not in your best interest. And all they want to do is destroy the economy. And they have been doing it. They have no plan of action for the economy. And all what they're selling is degeneracy and destruction of the middle class. But it is neither here nor there, man. But this is your boy, Jermane'S Views, man. Please remember, like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop content like these. So just check me out, man. Alright?